Welcome to my channel. If you are new on my channel and you like what you see, hit the like and subscribe button. Love what you see? Tap the bell for automatic notifications on new video posts. I took the liberty to link the products I used in the video and list them in the description box with links to some inexpensive vendors that sell the products on Amazon. Be sure to check those out for your added convenience. Be sure to watch the entire video for the secret word to use in the 5,000 subscriber Instagram giveaway. To participate, follow me on Instagram at @IamVanessaMcClam, no spaces, for posts on contest rules and instructions. Now, let's get into the video.
This makeup tutorial was inspired by Naturally Neon-y head wraps.
So first I'm using Boscia's oil gel cleanser to rid my face of any old makeup. It does a pretty good job of taking off the makeup without that dry feeling to my skin. Then I'm priming my face with MAC's Prime and Fix. Okay, so before I do anything, I am going to do my eyebrows. I'm trying Wonder Brow for the first time, so let's see how this works. I chose black because my hair is black, so I'm going to take my angled brush for my eyebrows and just paint it on my brush. I think that's enough, so let's see. Starting at the bottom, I am just carving out a shape for my brows. Once I do my shape, then I'll go back in and fill it in. If you're familiar with Wonder Brow, this is a pretty fast growing company. Before I was using Wonder Brow, or before I decided to test this Wonder Brow, I was doing the MAC Brow Gel. So if you still have that, you can continue to use it. But for this look, I wanted to see how I would do with the Wonder Brow, because sometimes it gets hot and I sweat and my brows kind of wipe off. So I'm trying out Wonder Brow. Okay, so I kind of created my arch there. Not super defined. After I clean it up a little bit, I'm gonna go in with my concealer. But first, let me take my little spoolie here and just fade out the front part of my brow. So ideally, you don't want a unibrow. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just fading it out because I don't want it to look so thick in the middle. Your eyebrow should stop right there, like as your crease starts for your eye. So I am fading it in. Okay. And I'm gonna go to the other side. Now I need to add more gel or more Wonder Brow, so I'm just lightly putting that on my angled brush. Okay, and I'm starting at the bottom here with my angle slanted downwards. And if you mess up, we are not perfect, so sometimes you might mess up. You can always go in with your concealer and clean it up. So just carving out my shape right now. And it dries pretty quick, so you have to move fast. Okay, so just shading in the front part here, which I'm later going to fade out. And the idea is to have two identical looking brows. Okay, so I'm going to take my little spoolie here with my little brush and kind of blend, fade it out toward the center. Okay, so now I'm going to take my concealer. I have MAC, and get my concealer brush here, and I'm outlining the shape of my brow to clean it up. Okay, so if you notice, I put more product here and kind of faded it toward the center, because you don't want the product so thick in the center. You're just blending it out. And I'm going to do my other brow. I think this color is NC40 or NC45. Okay, so I've outlined my shape. Now I'm going to go in with my brush and blend. Blending here. Just be careful not to smudge that line between your eyebrow gel or pencil and the concealer. You want a clean line, and you're just taking it and blending it above. Take it in the middle too, and you're gonna clean it up. So like here, notice I got a little bit there. I'm gonna go back in and clean that up. Okay, so right over your eyelid, you're just blending in a downward, outward motion. continue to blend. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to just keep my eyes like that until I can work on this area. Have another spoolie here. All right, and I'm just blending. Okay, take that little spoolie brush. And you're gonna continue to blend. Okay, so I did my eyebrows with Wonder Brow and added concealer, and this is what you see now. So now I'm going to take my concealer again and go in under my eye to get rid of those dark circles that I have. Not really dark, but just to kind of even my skin tone around here. Region right here. Putting a good amount on. Also have moles and a little bit of freckles on my face here, so trying to get into even. Make it look even. Okay. So I do it right under my eyelid. Be careful not to stick yourself in the eye. And be careful how much you pack on. Any extras, I usually go on my eyelid to kind of even out the tone on my eyelid. So if you don't have a matte concealer, I actually use LA Girl Pro Concealer. It's really good. You don't have to use MAC. MAC has a pretty thick coat, but you can always layer on the LA Girl to get the same effect. So I'm actually going to use MAC and the LA Girl for this look. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with my brush and just kind of blend it, because I don't want it to cake be cakey and dry that way. This is going to be the layer before my foundation, so if it's cakey now, it's gonna look horrible when I put the foundation on. So I'm blending up here as well, just to kind of get rid of any harsh lines. Haven't applied any to my nose, not yet. I also get around my mouth area because it tends to get a little red there and red here on my nose. So I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl and get those areas. Okay. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to finish concealing my face here with the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I have Fawn, and I also have Toffee, which are my two favorites for my skin color. And then I also usually use a medium beige if I wanted like an extra highlight. So I'm going in with Fawn. And it's really good to put concealer around your lips. Really neat trick to keeping your makeup, your lipstick on. So now I'm going in with Toffee because Fawn can be a little yellow and my skin tone is already yellow. So I am trying to kind of neutralize that yellow color. And I'm taking my brush here and just blending. I'm going up. Now you see as you go up with that concealer, you kind of get your eyebrows to kind of open up a little bit. You don't want to be looking like you have a unibrow. So that's what I usually use to open up my eyebrows. Whenever I put that concealer on my nose, I just kind of brush up and it gives me like a natural opening in between my eyebrows. So I've done the concealer. Now what I would do is take my MAC. I have a couple different options with my foundation. I've been using MAC, the Studio Sculpt. I love this. But then lately I've been also using Black Opal, which is really good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the MAC, put just a little bit on my brush, and I'm going to apply it to my cheeks and around the top of my forehead and also my neck. I'll do that for you. Be careful not to get, well, if I'm using, I have my hair wrapped up, so just be careful not to get it on your hair wrap because it will damage your hair wrap. But I like to add foundation to my neck because I just like that seamless look. I want to make sure that my color that I'm adding to my face does not look like a mask. I'm not walking around looking like Jim Carrey. And that it's a blended effect from my chin down to my neck. So I even go on to my ears, but I have to be careful because I don't want to get it on my head wrap. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more of that Studio Sculpt, and I'm gonna add a little more here. So the Studio Sculpt has a medium to full coverage. It's really good. It goes on really smooth. I love it. Now I'm getting into my T-zone area. To kind of blend in the Studio Sculpt with the concealer. Something. What you looking like, girl? What you looking like? It's starting to blend together. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my black opal. I have a foundation stick that I use for concealing. So this is my darker color. I'm using Suede Mocha. I love this color. I'm getting here along my jawline, and then I'm going to add a few little dots around my forehead to kind of give a blended, gradual darkening up to my hairline. And then I'm going to add just a little dark line right here to kind of shape my jawline. Okay. Then I'm going to take my brush here and just kind of shape my eyes. I'm going to shape my nose. I am contouring my nose, honey. And this is fun stuff here. You don't necessarily have to do this. This is just kind of what I do. And I go in and blend it. So I'm taking the brush and pulling the color downward. Notice I'm not coming up like this. You can, if you do that, just start a little lower. I prefer to go downward though. Because then you're going to have a line here. So you see it kind of gives it a little bit more of a shape without any harsh lines, which is what I like. Now I'm going to take my little kabuki brush. I love this brush. like this brush, and I'm gonna just lightly blend. And over here, I'm doing the same. I don't want any harsh lines. Doing the same below my jawline. Okay, and then I'm going to blend here. Now this brush is too big to use on the top of my forehead, so I'm going in with a different brush. This is normally the brush for your blush, but bear with me. I use it for multi-purposes. Okay, you're going to take this brush and go downward to shade downward on your cheek. Like that. Okay, then you're going to take the, see where the harsh line is right there? Along that line, you're going to bring the brush and just kind of go over the line so that it blends perfectly with your highlight color of your skin. Okay. And whenever I feel like I went too far down with my contour color, then all I do is I go back in with my foundation, just a little bit, and I will lightly put some more foundation here to help lighten it up. Go. Okay, so we have contoured. Now let's get those under eyes. I'm going to add more concealer here. I'm taking my LA Girl medium beige, and I'm applying here to reduce some of the appearance of my bags under my eye. Don't be ashamed. Don't put too much, because you don't want to cake it on. But this is the medium beige. I definitely want my under eyes to pop. Not really pop, but I want them to look really bright. The brighter my under eyes look, the more fresh my makeup appears, in my opinion. So I'm going to take my kabuki brush again, and I'm going to go in and kind of blend that in. You can see how it's highlighted there. Now if this brush is too big for you, you can go in with the smaller brush, because it's kind of hard to get under your eyes, so you can actually use this brush. And it really gets, it has less amount of hair bristles on the brush so it can really get under your eye really smooth. So I take my highlight with my beige out all the way to my hairline. So it kind of reduces the appearance of this dark area. I'm going to do it one more time. Be careful, the more you add, and if you let it dry, it's going to look cakey. So you don't want to add too much. Just enough to do what you gotta do. Like I said, if I have too much excess, I will add it to my eyelids. Lightly use the brush. You don't want to brush off everything that you put on, so make sure you're light-handed with doing that. Okay, I have Ben Eye. I'm gonna bake honey. Yes, this is for special occasions. I don't really use the Ben Eye every day. This is not for my everyday makeup look. But for you, honey, yes. So I'm gonna take this. I have my little sponge here. Oh, where is my sponge? Oh, let me get my sponge. Got my sponges. Okay, wedges. So I just pretty much went to the dollar store, got these little wedges. They cost $1 for 32 wedges. Can't beat that, for real. So I'm gonna spray on my MAC Prime and Prep and Prime to my wedge. And I'm gonna take my Ben Eye and dip it in my Ben Eye. Like so. Now it's gonna kind of gather up the product and I'm going to apply it under my eye. In a triangular shape. This is the way I bake my face with my Ben Eye. To make sure my under eye looks really fresh. My under eye makeup is just really fresh when I do it this way. So when you notice here, when you notice that you dip it in your powder and it doesn't really come on that heavy, you can add some more. Spray some more of that Prep and Prime. Spray some more of that and dip it in your powder. And now you see it come on a lot better. So I've had this powder for a long time. I really, like I said, I only do this type of makeup for like special occasions when I'm gonna go somewhere nice and I know I'm gonna be photographed and I really want to look good, like extra good, I will do this process. So I actually go in and put some of my Ben Eye powder along my nose to highlight my nose, and I put some here, just a little bit, and then I add it here on my Cupid's bow. And I add it on my chin. Okay, then I also add it here. And the other side. For a really contoured look. I try not to put so much on my moles. Like if you have any beauty marks, I actually like my beauty mark. I think it's cute. So I try not to put so much on it. If I can help it. So I'm gonna keep this on my face. I know it looks strange, but I'm telling you, you get the bomb contour with this powder. So I'm gonna keep this on my face and I'm gonna keep going with the tutorial and let this dry a little bit. That is what baking means. So you're just basically putting this powder on your face and letting it sit for a couple minutes to get an even better contour. Okay, so this can get really messy, so you gotta be careful. And yeah, I was just saying, I had mine for a while. I only use it for really special occasions. One powder that I really wanted to try was the Sasha Buttercup. I haven't tried that yet, but I can't wait till I get done with this. I really bought a lot. I don't know if you can see how much is in there, but it's like right here. And I really was expecting to use, oh, it's actually here, which means I haven't used any of this. So I need to go out more. Anyway. All right, so I'm baking my face. While I do that, I'm going to start working on my lips. Okay, so every time I start to work on my lips, the first thing I do is put on some sort of lip gloss, not a gloss, Vaseline. So if you have one of these, I actually have one of these, and it's just really like an oily balm to put on your lips to kind of help keep the moisture under your lipstick. So you guys, make sure you do that first. And I just kind of let it dry. So while I do that, while I'm letting my lips dry, I'm going to now work on my eyeshadow. Okay. The color that I'm going to use first is going to be a really neutral color. So let me get that. Where's my color? Where is it? Okay, here it goes. This is called Soft Brown. So I'm gonna take my brush. This is my brush. It already has product on it. I'm gonna add just a little more and kind of dust it off with my hand like this. Okay, and I'm closing my eyes to, oh, wait, before I do that, I have to add my primer. let me do that first. Now where's my primer? Okay, so I'm adding my primer. A little goes a long way. So this is my primer, and I am literally adding this much, and I'm going to split that in half for both of my eyelids. So this is how much, and I'm going over my eyelid with my primer. And you see it kind of caking up because I did my concealer on it first. So note to self, primer first, then concealer. And I don't really do my eyeshadow much. You know, not a color that pops. I'm usually doing a really neutral tone. So what I'm going to do is now take my eyeshadow and put it on top of there. Okay, it makes it kind of sticky, so the brush is kind of hard to apply. But this is pretty much the same color as my skin tone, a little bit darker, just a little bit, and it blends well with the concealer color that I have. So then what you can do is take another color and you can kind of put it in the crease there. So I'm going to try this color. It's like a reddish color. I think it's really, really pretty. So let's try it out and see what it looks like. Don't grab too much because it's going to look really pigmented at first. So just kind of dab it on there. Unless you just a pro, honey, you know what you're doing, honey, then you just dab it on there, you know. But me, I'm still trying to figure out what colors I like with my skin tone. So I'm not just gonna coat a whole bunch of color on until I kind of see how it's looking. If I like it, then I'll start adding on as I go. So this is not a bad color. You know, sometimes you want to see how the color looks like on your skin tone as opposed to in the packaging. And whenever you add that primer, it kind of stays true to color, but you know, not 100% all the time. It really just depends on the brand and how pigmented the color is. This color I got from my dollar store, actually my hair beauty supply store. This is called Kiss New York. It was not expensive at all. Oh, look, I messed up my contour. I messed up my bake. There, we good. Okay, so I am just going in and I am making little tiny circles on the crease of my eyelid, right where that bone and my eye meet. Just right there. And I'm making little circular motions to kind of get that pigment in, as you can see. What it look like, honey? I like it. I think it's cute. Okay, so we're gonna work with that. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with another color, yellow. This is by the same brand, Kiss New York. And I have my yellow on my brush. I'm just gonna kind of pat it off because I don't want too much. But I'm going in. I'm going in. I'm going in. And I'm going on my lower lid. And I'm just going to, this is why you need primer. If you don't have primer, this color would not look yellow at all. Like, it would take a lot for it to show up its true color. And you don't have to put your finger there. I just have a habit of doing that. I don't know why. So let me put my hand down. Okay, so another trick, adding the prep and prime to your brush, picking up that product so it stays on, and pack it on. See how it stays, you know, it's more pigmented now that I did that. So that's exactly what I want. Yes. Okay, I'm going to do the same to the other eye. And I'm just doing my lower lid. That definitely got a lot the first time. A lot more when I added the prep and prime to my brush. So I am just packing it on until I get the yellow I want. And I think I got it. Okay, so now. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my blending eyeshadow brush, and I'm taking Newsflash, a color by MAC Cosmetics, and I'm going in to blend the lower lid to the upper lid so there's a better transition from the yellow to the pink. After I finish blending, this is my finished look. Okay, so I put my CoverGirl mascara on, and I did 3 coats. So this is what my eyes look like after 3 coats. Okay, and I am still baking, honey. Still baking. So what I'm gonna do now is take off my powder, and I'm using this, or I could actually use 2 different brushes. It really depends on you. It depends on how fine of a line you like. So if you really want a fine line or a more defined look, contour, then you're going to use a smaller brush. If you want a softer look, then you're going to use the wider brush with more bristles. So I am going to use this one because I want a fine, defined line. see that is actually more fine. You can tell here kind of where stuff starts and stops. If you want to soften that up a bit, then use this wider brush. Okay, honey. Love it. I hope your results is turning out as good as mine are. Okay, so this is my face without a highlight. So I don't have any type of highlighter color on my face right now. So it's up to you if you want to add one. You don't necessarily have to. But I have Cheeky Bronze as a highlight color, and I actually have a sample of this gold highlight color that I got from MAC. I'm going to use the Cheeky Bronze to see what that looks like, and I'm going to apply it here to my cheeks. It's should be more of a pink tone as opposed to a gold. So I think that works to kind of soften up my face. You can add it here. I like to add my highlight along my nose as well, on my Cupid's bow. And on my chin. Also here. But not too much. So pretty much your highlight is where the light is going to catch your face. So if you notice on my nose it's really shiny, and that's because I have the highlight there. If you add more here, the light is going to catch your cheekbones a little bit better. And I like to add it here as well. There you go, honey. Now your face looks fresh. Yes, I love it. Okay, so after the highlight, now I'm going to dress my lips. Before we added a lip balm, so that's just pretty much to keep in the moisture. I am going to be bold, honey, and I'm going to try a pink lip. Ooh. And we're just having fun, so you know, this is just what I do, honey. We just have fun over here, you know. You want to not be so boring, you know. I'm always doing nude lips, so the pink is going to be something brand new for me. I bought this pink actually a few months ago. It's called Pink Pigeon. Can't see that, but it's really hot pink, and I want to see what my lip is gonna look like with this. I'm stepping outside of my box. So let's add the Pink Pigeon. And a little of this goes a long way. Can't add much. If you want to turn it down, you can always put a lip liner on. Or maybe do an ombre color to tone it down. But I really like Love it. I like it. So, just gonna smooth out the color. Probably add a little bit of my nude color to kind of make an ombre look. This is peach stock, so kind of see how it adds a lighter color in the inside of your lips for a more ombre look. And just blend. And you can add as much as you want to. It's really all about what you like. Cute. So you can leave it matte, which is how I have it now. It's a matte lip, or you can add some gloss. I like gloss, honey. So I'm gonna take my Maybelline moisturizing lip gloss and put a little bit of gloss for a shine. And there you have it. Last step is to spray. So I usually use Prep and Prime to set my face. If you're happy with your look, then you're gonna set your face and spray. And that pretty much keeps your makeup on all day without sweating off. So I really love that. And this is the final look, you guys. What do you think? Thank you for tuning in with this makeup tutorial. I had a lot of fun. I know it took a long time, but we did it live, honey. Well, not live, but we did it step by step, me talking you through. So I hope it was educational for you, and I hope you had fun while we were doing it. And check out my head wrap. This is an Ankara wrap, and this is so cute. This was the inspiration to this. So I hope you like it. Okay, stay tuned for the next segment where I show you more about the head wrap, where I got it from, and different styles that you can style it on your head. So right now I have it pulled toward the front, and I have my back in a bun, and that's how I'm rocking it today, honey. So stay tuned, you guys, for part 2, and thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe below. Peace.
Yes, beautiful. Now that you finished your makeup, stay tuned for the Ankara head wrap tutorial, brought to you by Naturally Niani's Head Wraps. Want to see what's going on in my world on a daily basis? Follow me on Instagram at @IamVanessaMcClam, no spaces, all one word, to get a glimpse of my life outside of YouTube and for more hair and beauty ideas. For business-related inquiries, you can email me at IamVanessaMcClam@gmail.com. I'm always looking for new products to review and small businesses to expose. Have an awesome day, and thanks again for tuning in.